My name is Lisa Kiltz, and I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. I had been diagnosed with, it's called babiosis, which is a co-infection of Lyme disease. And then later on, I ended up having, they said that all three strains, Lyme, which is Borrelia, and then Bartonella and babiosis. So they call them the killer bees. So I was 2 years undiagnosed, and then was finally diagnosed in, I think, December of 2012, and had written my obituary prior to that because I was declining so fast. 2011 had gotten a lot of symptoms and where I had to stop working, and I was on a fast decline, so God had opened a door for me to come back to Texas. And then I met a friend's husband when I was seeking the Lord, going, seeking healing, and met my friend's husband, and he had been healed of Lyme, and he said, "You've got to go through the Be in Health ministry." And at that time I couldn't walk, I couldn't stand, I couldn't hardly breathe, or I was very dizzy and had a lot of cognitive issues. And I was really believing though for the Lord, and so I got online to check it out, and they were going to be here in Dallas within the next 2 weeks. They were going to be here, so I knew that was the Lord. Well, I didn't really know what I had for a long time, so a lot of my process was going through a lot of diagnostic processes. And once I had a diagnosis, I did start antibiotic therapies. But the doctor that I saw actually had done some IV treatments as well. And my situation was probably a little bit different because when I started my antibiotic therapy, it put me, I had, I guess, an overload of the parasites and stuff, so it put me into liver failure, and I went into the hospital. So I was diagnosed, I think, in December of 2012 or November, right around the end. And then by the 1st of January, so within a month of being on the therapy, I ended up in the hospital, and then they put in a PICC line. And having talked to that doctor, he said, well, this is going to be a long-term thing, and really, God is really your only hope but it's, in the natural, when people put timelines on things. So God doesn't have a timeline, and He has the answer to He has the key to every person to know, because no two people, I don't think, ever go through the same type of healing or experience in general. So I was supposed to be on the conventional IV treatment for probably 6 to 9 months, but they pulled the IV out at 3 weeks because my insurance wouldn't pay for me to get home health care. And so I was back in the same boat, after probably 2 weeks of getting out, and that's when I started really pressing into the Lord. And after that is when I came in to the ministry, and He started opening doors, with how I met my friend, her husband, and it was that journey. When I went through in 2013, I remember a big focus was getting back to how God designed you and created you to be before all these generational, before you were formed by the material world, before you were formed by your parents or what they say or the world says or what generationally is passing down. I mean, there's only a few things that I can say that have been life-changing in my Christian walk. One was my salvation. One was when I learned how to observe and kind of experience God, when that revelation came. And this was I can't really imagine being a Christian without it, because God has already given us everything we need. It's all available here. We just have to get it. Get it. And so this to me was just vital, because people perish for lack of knowledge. And so that's what it is. If you don't have the knowledge, you don't know what to do. Then you can't walk it out. You can't have victory over it at all.